This is A Drink with the Hurricane, the talk show discussing all things growing your home care business. This video is sponsored by Home Care Evolution, where we help home care agencies adapt to changing circumstances, transform their business so that they can thrive for years to come. Business development person has to stand out. So the person who's shy and a wallflower and they don't want to engage and interact with people at a networking event, that's not your business development professional. They're going to struggle. That's why they want to send emails and they want to do social media, because they don't want to meet anybody face to face. We need the opposite. We need the person who loves to be around people. We need the person who, when they're in the office, they're like, can I please go? Can I get out on the road and start marketing? That's the person that we want to have for our business development professional. Moving forward, we want sales experience, but not necessarily healthcare. Sales experience, but not necessarily healthcare. A lot of healthcare business development professionals from other companies have a very hard time in private duty. Do you know why? Because in private duty, we have to sell. If you remember yesterday when I was talking about what makes a strong business during a down economy, it's you have to be able to sell. You have to be able to sell. As a business developer, you have to be able to sell yourself. You have to be able to sell your company. And we're not selling our company. Our services is a service. It's not something that you can bring in and show. You can't log in and show home care. You can't do that. So you have to sell a concept. You have to sell an idea. You have to sell the processes that your organization has. So we need someone who has that sales experience to be able to sell our company. Doesn't have to be healthcare. Now, I will say there are some exceptions to the rule. A lot of hospice representatives do a good job at transitioning over, because with hospice, you also have to sell. You have to, even though somebody's told to go on hospice, a lot of people don't want to go on hospice, and a lot of families aren't ready for it. You have to sometimes convince. So there is a sale there. So sometimes they do okay. But I will tell you, in my experience, and please, when I speak, I'm speaking in generalizations. There's always exceptions to the rule. But in my experience, I find that assisted living representatives really struggle. And the reason why I find a lot of assisted living representatives really struggle with the home care piece is because they have a beautiful building to show. And the building helps with the sale, but with home care, we don't have a beautiful building to show. And so it makes it more challenging. Not to say they can't do it, but in my experience, I'd say 4 out of 5 fail and only 1 do. But I will also give you a little tip, inside information here. If you can find somebody who is a champion salesperson from another industry, that's the way to go. Because it's somebody who knows how to develop relationships, someone who knows how to sell. They're gloriously decorated. They've won accolades and everything else. And even better, if that industry that person was in happened to go belly up, where it's like a technology changes and this industry is completely disrupted and now it's all about this, and the way that they used to do things is gone. You have this is a champion. This was a lion that is now caged, and the lion wants to be free again. You could get them and set them free on your territory, and they're going to just maul everybody. Like that, right? That's who we want. You want lions and tigers, right? That's who we want. Not necessarily healthcare, sales experience, and then you can train them healthcare. Yes, real quick.
Favor services over product sales? Favoring service sales versus product?
Favoring pound the pavement. Doesn't matter what the product or the service was, but someone who's a road warrior, because this is you're on the road. You know, we want this person full time. We want this person to be on the road 32 hours out of 40 hours. You know what I mean? So if we want them on the road a lot, they should only be in the office for a couple of hours, maybe 2 days a week. And I'll go over that in a little bit. But it's important that we have the person who's the road warrior. So people who used to do door-to-door sales, people who used to do magazine subscriptions, newspaper subscriptions, circular flyers to business, those type of folks tend to excel at this position. Moving forward to the next one, they excel in front of an audience. When I go over I call it the standard operating procedures for a business development professional, the formula for success, I'm going to review that with you. They have to be in front of an audience like 50% of their time. They have to do lunch and learn in services. They have to go to networking events and get up and do elevator pitches. They have to do community events and gatherings. You heard me talk about like the gala example yesterday when I talked about, power partners and creating a preferred provider group. You heard me talk about all of that. Well, this is somebody who has to be able to fulfill that from the front of the room and organize it and then execute. That is somebody, if they're shy about it, that might not be the right person.